Welcome back to Andersen Acres. It's not a terrible day outside. In fact, it's kind of warm for the end of December. But I did think we would talk a little bit more about another chicken breed since people do tend to ask if I can cover yet another breed. So today I thought I would cover one that I find really attractive and I do intend to add it to my flock. I'm on a wait list for eggs, in fact. I'm talking about the Booted Bantam. These guys are just adorable. They're small, they're sweet, they're funny. Now, bantams with feathered feet have been written about since about the 1600s. The booted bantam specifically, though, was developed between Germany, Great Britain, and the Netherlands. These three countries really played a key role in the development and improvement of the breed. The black and white versions of this bird are originally British in origin. The other colors come from Germany and the Netherlands. The British version of the bird tends to be smaller and more compact, but they are all small. They're bantams. There is no standard sized bird for booted bantams. That's why they're called bantams. There is no bigger version. So booted bantams are adorable. They are a little bit of a rarer breed, especially depending on your area. Where I am, they're incredibly rare. I've only ever seen one at one show, and now I'm on a wait list for eggs from that breeder. They're adorable. They're also kind of rare. They are becoming more popular. I think probably one of the reasons they fell out of popularity was their ridiculously feathered feet, even worse than a silky or a cochin. So because of that, it was harder to keep them clean, hard so people just kind of stopped keeping them. But they are experiencing a resurgence in popularity, and they are very pretty. They have a short, compact body with a real prominent breast, so it kind of looks like they're sticking their chests out when they walk around, but that's just the way they're built. They have large, long wings that are carried low on the body. In fact, their wings almost drag on the ground, they're so big and so long. And it's one of the things I love about them. They have a tail that sits upright and it's very full. Okay, so they have fully feathered breed, really nice, really smooth. So there's no breakage in the feathers. They're not like a silky or something. They're quite smooth, which again just makes them even more attractive. They're pretty. They come in a lot of different colors. If you can imagine a color, the booted bantam has a pretty good chance of being available in that color. You have your standards, your blacks, your whites, your blues, your lavenders, but you also have mottled. All the different colors come in mottled. You can get buff mottled, you can get black mottled. They're beautiful birds. You can get porcelains. There's a ton of colors. So these guys have been around long enough that their color is quite developed. So you will have breeders that focus on a specific color, and that's great because you can get really quality birds in each color. So you kind of pick the color you really want, and then you go with that. They are reasonable layers. They lay about 150 to 180 eggs a year. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but for a bantam, that's really good. Bantams don't lay a lot anyway, so the booted bantam actually is on the higher end of bantams when it comes to laying. Now, they are smaller eggs. It's a bantam, everything about them is smaller, and they are tinted. They kind of look like silky eggs, but they're very much not silkies. They don't have anything in common with silkies except for the feathered feet. Everything else about them is very, very different. So they're a really relaxed bird, a very calm bird, and they're really good with kids. So if your toddler was to run over and pick up a booted bantam, he generally isn't going to flip out about it. Not that I think kids should do that. They absolutely should not. They should be taught how to handle animals. But if it did happen, these birds are really good, really calm. They tend to just kind of stand there. They don't panic, which is nice. The only downside for these guys is they have really long feet feathers. They have 6-inch long feathers coming off their feet, which can make them more difficult to care for because they do get muddy really easily and they get like balls of mud caked to these 6-inch long feathers. So it takes a lot to keep their feet clean. If you are going to have these guys, I would recommend a mud-free run just so their feet don't get caked in mud. Other than that, they're actually really easy to care for. They're calm, they're relaxed. They don't need a lot of housing. They are okay with confinement. They're also decent free rangers, though I wouldn't leave them to free range the entire time by themselves. They do best if they kind of have a mix of both worlds, but they do tolerate confinement very well. So for a new chicken keeper, I do recommend these guys. They're fun, they're feisty, they're calm. Yeah, you can be calm and feisty at the same time. It's actually really neat. These guys are adorable, and They're hard to find now, but I don't think they will be in the future. As they become more popular, it is going to be easier to find booted bantams no matter where you are. So, if you're looking to add these guys to your flock, see if you can't get on a wait list for eggs. I should get some eggs of my own this spring. That's about it for us here at Andersen Acres. Hopefully, you'll tune in tomorrow.